EastEnders reveals devastating Denise Fox outcome in harrowing scenes. Following the murder of Keanu Taylor on Christmas Day, Denise Fox's mental health has been on a downward spiral, as she has struggled to cope with the guilt of her actions, as well as the terror of being found out. Things went drastically downhill for Denise when she realized that her necklace had been buried alongside Keanu's body, putting her directly in the frame should the body ever be discovered. This has put a huge strain on Denise, who recently began to exhibit signs of psychosis, as Stacey Slater discovered several days ago. Denise has been seeing hallucinations of Keanu and her necklace for a number of weeks, and more recently became convinced that Johnny Carter, who recently found out about the murder, is the devil in disguise, working to frame her for the murder itself. Viewers will know that it was Linda Carter who physically stabbed Keanu, but the rest of the six made a pact to protect each other and cover it up. Terrified that Johnny was after her, Denise fled from Albert Square with Amy Mitchell, who was left frightened when Denise abandoned her in the car and wandered off into the woods, after throwing her phone out of the car window. Thankfully, Amy was able to find her way back to where her phone had been dropped and contact Jack Branning, who had already set out to find them. When he finally tracked down Denise, he was horrified by the state she was in, and tried his best to calm her down. However, Denise was convinced that he was Johnny, and it took a while for him to convince her to come home with him. Back at home, Denise was adamant that she wasn't safe, and refused to speak to a doctor, leaving Chelsea Fox devastated. Knowing that Denise needed to speak to a psychiatrist, Chelsea warned Jack that the best thing would be to call the mental health team, though he was adamant that they should let her rest and see how she is the next morning. However, the decision was soon taken out of his hands, as he opened the door to the mental health team, who had already been called. Jack informed them that he hadn't been the one to get in contact, but admitted that Denise was vulnerable and needed help. He warned them that she was frightened and didn't want to talk to a doctor, but they assured him that he dealt with situations like this every day. After speaking to Denise, Dr. Akeke informed Jack that, because she posed a risk to herself and others, they would have to section her. Devastated, Jack and Chelsea broke the news to Denise that she had to leave with the doctors, assuring her that she would be safe with them. Eventually, Denise agreed to go, and was taken to hospital in an ambulance. Will Denise finally be able to get the help she needs?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của OK Spoiler. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn video tiếp theo.